And welcome to the Nightly Grind podcast number 5, I believe we're on now. Um,
Something like that.
yeah, so I'm dropping frames, but I'm not going to worry about it because if somebody really cares, we can upload a video to YouTube that will look perfect. Uh, yeah, tonight's, I guess, topic will be Star Citizen. If you guys don't know what that is, you're missing out. Why, Shadow, since you're munching on stuff, why don't you go ahead and give us a rundown of what Star Citizen is?
Um, Basically a space simulator of some sorts. It started off as a Kickstarter, and after they made like $6 million on the Kickstarter, it went from making basically a remake of the old Wing Commander game series, which anybody who's been around gaming probably knows, and if you don't, then you probably been gaming for the past 5 or 6 years. But Chris Roberts, who is the brainchild or the idea guy behind Wing Commander, wanted to bring this game out, and it's creating it's basically an open-ended space sim where you can do whatever you want to, however you want to, wherever you want to, in theory. So it's gotten rather more ambitious over the past like 2 years. But I guess $85 million kind of gives you a little bit of what's the word? Motivation to try to push for the next thing.
Leeway.
So, yeah, well, definitely gives you more leeway. But so as of right now, I think there are what basically it's going to boil down to is 2 different variations. It's going to be a single player game called Squadron 42, I think it is, which is going to be basically the classic remake of Wing Commander. And Star Citizen itself is now branching out, and it's going to be a persistent universe, basically MMO, that the closest thing it's going to be related to would probably be like an EVE Online. And if you don't know what EVE Online is, that's a completely different thing. But just generally think a wide open universe where anything goes, that's going to be primarily based around whatever the players want to do. Yeah. So combat, trading, and just everything in between. So
I don't know if people have played Elite Dangerous, but it would kind of be like that, but 20 times better.
Maybe.
Probably.
Wow.
So, some of us have already played it. I mean, a lot of us have already played at least what I would consider a pre-alpha to the game, which is Arena Commander. It has basically you have your ships that you purchased available, and some some of the starter ones that they're using available.
It started as a hangar, and anytime you purchase a ship, they threw it in your hangar. You couldn't do anything, and then they released Arena Commander, which was the space sim portion, and you could finally take your ships out and shoot other AI and such.
Yeah. I personally still think Arena Commander looks more polished than some AAA games do right now. I mean, it's got problems, but for a base level, it's rather... I mean, it's sparse, don't get me wrong.
It's sexy as shit is what it is.
Yeah, but from PC standards, I mean, it's basically... It's a benchmark. Yeah, it's a good idea to see whether your system can handle, top-level gaming if you really want to see that. So...
Yeah. The game itself.
If you can't play the alpha, your computer cannot handle it.
The game looks gorgeous so far. So, what kinds of things are you able to do in Star Citizen for people that don't know, or are they saying you can do beforehand?
Well, you'll be able to do mining. Is going to be a big one. I think a lot of us are looking forward.
Lots of exploration.
Yeah, scrapping. You can purchase a scrap ship, and anytime there's any kind of battle or someone dies, you can go out and salvage that ship and get the spare parts and sell them. Hasn't been any news on how that's going to work yet, but you'll definitely be able to sell the parts. I don't know if you'll be able to have your own shop front, but I think you will.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be
They're on
surprised.
the road.
Yeah.
That goes into the next thing where it's pretty much a player-ran economy where I don't know if it's changed, but the economy system's completely supposed to be built around planets, galaxies, control. Every system has its own base economy. Different planets will have different manufacturing needs versus other planets will have other manufacturing needs. So system A might need a certain resource they can't gather, and system B might actually have that resource. So there's going to be a trading element between that, which is going to be both NPC and player controlled. The universe, the way they're talking about with the standalone universes is that the universe is going to be broken down into like a what's called the UEE, which is going to be like quote unquote the good guys. The UEE is going to basically be like a
Protected government
yeah,
portion of
space.
the universe. Yeah.
And then outside of that's going to be more no man's land, and it's going to be an interesting breakdown between
Pirates will abound.
yeah, or just other. Corporations are going to be out there in large player control, taking over galaxies and running their own like proxy worlds.
Don't
And-
come around and fuck with them when you're in their area.
Yeah,
Yeah.
So
Get
is-
permission to go through that area.
Right. Essentially, you're going to be able to do anything and everything.
You can be
Yeah.
a mercenary, you can be a scrapper, you can be an explorer, you can be a miner, you can do anything. Anything you can think of.
You can
In
be
the
a bounty
game, you
hunter,
can-
you can be a merchant, you can be whatever. Which I think
I
a
want to
lot
find
of
some
us...
off-world and have buggy races with those little I do. I want to have off-world buggy races with like lowered gravity, so you can go like thousands of feet off jumps.
You should,
I can imagine they're going to be adding more vehicles too than just that stupid little.
oh yeah.
Hey, don't you make fun of that buggy? It's
one step at a time, man. One step at a time.
little
Hey, have you driven that buggy?
Yeah.
You have one of those buggies. When you hop in, the animation, you go to grab it with your left hand, and your left hand is backwards. It's like all like this, hanging off the. It's ridiculous looking. Looks like you break your wrist when you drive, but it's fun as hell. It's gonna be great.
Oh, yeah.
It's a beta.
So why don't you guys talk about your experience with Arena Commander? I have to AFK real quick. I will be right back.
I want to jump in real quick, real fast, and just say the aspect of the best way to describe it would be anybody who's familiar with how EVE works. Star Citizen's probably going to be the same exact mentality. The only difference is where EVE is kind of a third person, the camera's kind of behind your ship kind of mentality. This is going to be primarily from a first person perspective. So you're going to be physically flying the ship and firing the weapons, not playing a spreadsheet. So.
And I think third person will come into effect at some point. It's probably easier to fly it in certain situations.
I don't know.
But I don't think dogfighting is that like maybe if you're trying to land, it's easier.
Maybe it's Chris Roberts basically came out and said he doesn't want third person to dominate the game.
And you can see
So
that.
there's going to be a definite drawback to that third person perspective.
And they give you enough information in first person to not have to be
Yeah.
in third person. I'm definitely excited about.
I just think there's going to be things you're going to have to do third person, like in zero G fights. How are you going to keep? You're going to be in zero G. You're going to be spinning.
You're talking like first person for the
Yeah.
like first person shooter mode. I don't think they're going to allow you to have third person view on that.
I think they will. I think you can pop out and do third person.
I don't know. We'll see.
I've seen third person and first person on the first person shooter part. It
Yeah,
says
but
first person, but
I just don't know. I think that's going to suck if that's the case because I already could see people doing the third person fucking corner, trick. Where it's like, I'm going to hide behind the wall, like Splinter Cell style, where it's like, I'm going to hide behind the wall and turn my camera to a point where I can see everything, and that's going to kind of feel like a really bad thing,
I like how the inside of it all steams up in there when you start running around. The inside of the mask starts steaming up.
That happens in real life. Trust me, I play paintball.
We all drawing pictures and shit.
So I don't know if you guys explained it or not, but basically, you start up the game Arena Commander, and you start up the program that is the Star Citizen thing right now, and you are in your own hangar, and you can go around explore things in your hangar. You can see your ships. You can see some sort of a command room or something, and It's pretty cool. You can, test out your weapons and stuff in there that you can put on ships. You can interchange parts on your ships. Um, and then if you go up to your ship, you are able to get in, and that's when Arena Commander starts. And you basically have options.
Actually, have changed that now though too.
Oh, really?
Yeah, now inside the hangar, there's actually like a little arcade-looking thing, where instead of having to
It's a
worry about
pod.
going through the climbing into your ship animation and shit, you can just climb into this like. Basically, somebody out there is going to create one of them just to fucking do it now, but it's basically like a little virtual reality pod you climb into.
Sweet.
And the Arena Commander pops in. It's right next to the another aspect of the hangar, which is your loadout table, which allows you to change your weapons and modify your ships in basically any way you choose. Now, a lot of that stuff hasn't been added into the game yet, but the general gist is your ship is going to end up just being a platform, and you're going to be able to change pretty much everything on it from the ground up. So if you want to make your ship a super fast light attack scout type thing, you can do that. If you want to make your ship like heavily armored with the heaviest shields and the biggest weapons, you can have.
Interceptor. Yeah.
Now the downside is that it's a pure fucking physics-based game, which means that the bigger and the heavier your ship is, the more that slower it's going to be on acceleration, the harder it's going to be to turn, and same thing the other side. The lighter the ship is, the more it's going to slide, and you're going to have to react to the physics. So
And ships have their own gravity.
yeah, it's a pure Newtonian system built into the game from the ground up, and it's psychotic.
So, some of the game modes in Arena Commander right now, I know they have, what is it called? Vandal Swarm?
Vandal Swarm, yeah.
Which is
Yeah.
essentially, yeah, it's a cooperative battle against AI. Different, waves of enemies will come in, and you have to see how long you survive. They have a race type, I forget what they call it, where you can race ships.
Murray Cup, basically, but it's just a race mode.
What else? They have a free flight where you can just test out your ships, learn to fly. Am I missing a game mode that they have currently?
Yeah, you have then you also have your standard deathmatch versus,
Yeah.
and you also have a capture the flag versus, which is basically a capture the flag game where you got to grab something and take it back to your base. And lastly, you technically have two different versions of deathmatch. You have your team deathmatch, which is basically your standard team deathmatch format, and then you have your classic free for all deathmatch, which is basically a
All for
one
one.
scrum furball. So, yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, I have a feeling the FPS, it's called Star Marine. When it goes, it's going to be in that pod, that same pod that you use for that. Yeah,
We
you'll
were
hop in your
talking-
pod and do an
Their,
FPS.
their center for doing other things for
Right.
now.
Yeah, but now when you hop in your ship, it's like ready to take off. You could tell it's at that point that hangars will open up and you'll fly out of your hangar
Yeah.
from this point on.
As far as ships go, there are hundreds of ships now, or is it that to
As
that
of-
point?
As of right now, if you count the base the base variant, I believe there is probably about 15 regular class ships and maybe about 5 or 6 capital class. But there's literally going to be as many ships as that they can throw into the game. Like every few months, you're seeing another 2 or 3 designs come out. But I think if you add all the ships together right now that are flyable, there's probably about 15 that are flyable, and maybe about another 15 to 20 that are either in production or various stages of production. So,
Indeed. I know we have 6 or 7 different types of ships in our group right now.
Maybe 2.
we got Aurora, at least 1 or 2 Auroras, which is the base level.
I have
Like
the luxury Aurora.
you have the luxury Aurora. Okay. 2 Hornets. Me and you have a Hornet, I believe, Ninja.
Mhm.
Both have the ghost variant of the Hornet, which is the stealth one.
I I got the 325.
You got the 325. I also have a 325. I also have a M50. And,
The Racer.
yeah, I spent the most money on this game so far. The
Anti's got a 300i.
300i. Bob, I think, has an Avenger class, the single seat, like space shuttle looking motherfucker. JT is trying to beat me, and he has a Constellation, and I think he has a 315 Explorer.
I have the 315P Explorer.
Yeah.
You have that. He's got the Aquila, doesn't he? The exploration model. Or did he get the transport?
The 350. Yeah, I don't know what variant of the Constellation he has, because I know he bought the Constellation before they came out with the variants, so I don't know which one he chose. But
he didn't get the most expensive one, so I'm thinking
he's probably the base level.
He got the Andromeda, not the transport, because his came with a buggy or something.
Yeah.
So it had to be
exploration style.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which is probably more of what we're going to be doing, anyways.
Yeah.
Well, it depends. I mean, that's the thing. We don't know what we're going to be doing yet, and I hate speculating upon it because
I'm going to do a little bit of everything. Is what I'm going to be doing.
you're gonna. Let's put it this way: you're going to do what everybody else does. You're going to do a little bit of everything until you find that little niche you fit into that just fits perfectly, and then you're going to do that pretty much all the time.
I want to have a business. That's my business, like a scrapping type business, and then
you got the beard for it, man.
We'll have our own business on the side, I'm sure. I'm not going to be going out and hunting people down and shooting them. I'll pass that on to you, I'm sure.
I'm going to be looking for fish.
I'll come
Bone's already got the corner on the exotic fish market.
So. We're going to be trying to find.
You can shoot them. Bone will take their fish, and I'll come and get their ship.
So essentially,
exotic fish.
Now there are hundreds or maybe even thousands of clans out there right now.
Oh God!
So this game is gonna be enormous. We've seen groups crossing over from EVE, first-person shooters.
Not a downstrike on EVE, but that doesn't mean much because most EVE players, EVE is a background game.
Right.
You play it while you're playing another game. It's like, it's spreadsheet. I'm not knocking EVE. EVE's fantastic, but EVE is a spreadsheet game. EVE is a game where you sit there and push a few buttons and then wait 6 hours.
It's a game of numbers.
Yeah. Yeah, so as far as clans go, there are going to be groups that do mercenary work, there are going to be groups that do nothing but explore. It's going to be pretty epic, and I think the community is going to really change the way PC gaming kind of evolves from now on, as far as an MMO goes.
People are trying to come up with games really quick, like No Man's Sky. That's the exploration part of Star Citizen. It seems like they just got that out there as fast as they could.
Well, it's like even Elite Dangerous that's the one weakness Star Citizen has right now, which is if it's stuck to its original goal, which was basically just making like a Wing Commander
open sandbox.
I think they could have already had it out by now, but the problem is that they kind of started a fire and have made a shit ton of money off of it. Let's not go wrong on that. But at the same exact token, they might lose that momentum because it's going to take them so long to get it out. Other games may come out and do it kind of better because instead of trying to take like the entire thing at once, they're going to focus on one little small thing and then maybe grow into something bigger. Mm-hmm. So it's kind of you never know how they're going to react to it. But you're right, Torn, in the aspect that there's so many different games that have come out in the past like year and a half that are just taking elements of what Star Citizen has promised and kind of like making it their own. So
No Man's Sky is definitely looking in that direction. It's obviously its own game, but it's got the same idea. Obviously, I mean, it's way different. I'm not trying to say it. No Man's Sky is the same thing as Star Citizen, but it's definitely that space exploration look to it. Yeah. I'm very interested in that as well.
And pretty much since the whole Kickstarter of Star Citizen became a huge deal, you've seen these games like Elite Dangerous and No Man's Sky, kind of at least putting themselves out there where, space type games were not really around. I mean, they
Yeah.
are, but nobody was
We gotta
really into them.
It's a genre that very few people have been interested in up until now. I think this is going to change that because it's got
Well-
it's got something for everybody.
I counter that to this point. It's a genre that the AAA gaming market decided that nobody wanted to play because
Okay. All
that
right.
was
Well,
originally what went back to like the Chris Roberts aspect was he already said he pitched this to AAA gaming, primarily I would guess EA because I think EA owns the old Wing Commander.
that's why they call the store Electronic Access now.
Yeah,
Because EA said, "Oh no, this shit'll never go."
but it's still the fact that it's like they decide as usually the triple gaming market does. They decided what games we want to play and which games we don't want to play, and as Kickstarter has been showing time and time again over the past few years, it's if
Go
somebody
fuck
comes
yourself.
up with an idea, the community will back it, and it doesn't matter really. I guarantee you right now, there's a few companies out there that are kind of like kicking themselves in the ass, going, "I
Like
wish
Electronic.
I wish we really backed Chris Roberts because he might be onto something." So
Dude, Chris Roberts I swear there had to have been days where he just turned around, what the fuck? Did you just see the numbers? 85 million? Really?
$5 million is a ridiculous amount of cash.
$85 million, yes, and growing. It's not like
yeah,
it's
by the
stopping.
time the game launches in, 2018 now? Probably.
And they had full backers too.
Listen, I hate talking about release dates for it because, like I said, with Arena Commander, you already have the equivalent of what most other game companies would release as a AAA title
For
by
60
itself.
bucks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's like, and I mean, it's buggy, it's got its problems, they have some issues now and then, but show me a AAA game that doesn't work or works perfect
Yeah,
on fucking launch. It
There
doesn't
isn't
exist.
one.
Yeah. So it's like they, and it's like what they're showing is already great. Now the thing is that, dude, man, they're so far out because that was the main, like with the Star Marine aspect, which for anybody who doesn't know, the Star Marine aspect is the first person shooter being built into the game. Yes, it's going to be a flight sim and a first person shooter with boarding capability. So when you're flying around in your little capital ships, you can land on other people's ships and take them over, in theory. But it's just there's so much that's going on. That's the main thing that concerns me about it is there's so much going on with the game that it's going to be really hard to integrate everything together in one solid like package. So
Overall, I think if they're able to do everything that they've said they are intending so far, it's gonna be
What up?
the best game out there, hands down. But say with that said, it's gonna be a lot to own up to.
it's definitely setting a super high bar. I'm talking like world record type bar. But if they've like I said, they've already shown what they've shown has been practically amazing. And anybody who is a PC gamer that takes a look at it and tries to say it's not is an idiot. I'm sorry, because I've been a PC gamer since like what 2000. I think Torn, you're about the same fucking time in as I've been, and maybe longer. Maybe like 10 years longer, maybe 20.
A little longer than that.
But it's like just like even the Arena Commander in its state right now, it makes other AAA games look like crap. The details, the
When I
graphics,
started playing video games, you were rubbing shit out of your face.
that
He
makes
still
no
rubs
sense.
shit out of his face.
Yeah, I know. Tuesday already? No. But yeah, it's just it's a beautiful fucking game. And if you got the system to pop up the graphics to high, it's
Oh yeah.
it's amazing.
Oh yeah.
It's amazing. It's scary. It's what it is.
So I mean, as far as clans and grouping goes, I know we have our own clan. You know, if anybody's watched us, they know that we're in a clan. It's gonna be JRSS, which stands for Genro Security. What we decide on solutions?
Solutions, systems. I don't think we're really 100% sure on the class.
Jinro's security solutions, I think, is what we came up with. So essentially, yeah, it's gonna be. I think we intend to do many different kind of activities as far as the game goes. But I'm interested more in to see what other groups are doing than what we're gonna do, because we all have this kind of niche of playing first-person shooters or exploring games or farming games, and we've kind of have that broad spectrum of what we do. So we can do it all. But
I think some of us are definitely going to dive hardcore into the first-person shooter. 3 people in particular that are in here, Torn, Bone, and I, because we've kind of cut our teeth in gaming on first-person shooters. Some of us play Counter-Strike. Crap. But if it boils down to the level of realism that they're talking about with the Star Marine, that's kind of like up our alley, because us old school guys grew up playing America's Army, which is basically probably one of the most realistic shooters that came out, except for maybe Arma. But continue.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, that's actually our next thing that I wanted to talk about is the FPS module. Now,
Segue.
it was from what I remember hearing, it was delayed. They put a big delay on it.
Unknown data.
A big delay on it.
They don't
They-
know when.
To me, they
What, for
put
the FPS?
yeah,
Yes.
It's gonna be a couple weeks.
yeah.
Chris Roberts just announced the other day. We're not talking about months. We're not talking about a year. It's gonna be a couple weeks. I just didn't think it was ready.
The main thing, what I read, Chris Roberts released another one of his, like, from the chairman leathers, which he does like every month or 2 months, and what he basically said was the game is functioning, but the back end and the coding is horrible right now, which basically is the server side code. So the game itself is probably functioning well. They said the only thing they're not happy with is the animations, and that has to do probably more with the back end than anything else, because what they want to do is have it set up to where if me and Bone are playing, looking in a direction, that it's actually the direction he's looking at, where some first person shooters kind of have that like generic, like kind of like almost like a 2D model that always looks like they're, no matter what you see, they're like fidelity always pointing in a certain direction. They want to have it to where whatever one person is doing is 100% reflected on how the character model is reacting, which is a really high standard to set. But if they can pull it off, they're going to make a game where if you see a character doing something, they're actually physically doing it. And it's like I said, it's to me, it's completely psychotic, because they're trying to like build that perfect first person shooter that Arma has tried to do and some other games have tried to do, and it ends up being like a complete motion sickness, just horrible, because what works in reality doesn't necessarily work in a first person shooter.
Right.
But the back end coding has supposedly been the main issue. So the server's not communicating with the game client well enough, and that's the main issue.
And they brought in a
So-
bunch of people from Crytek, which they're using the CryEngine. So they brought a whole bunch of people from Crytek apparently to fix their problems.
And Chris Roberts said that he stopped all work on all other projects and put as many people on the FPS module to get it out quick as possible.
So
So that's good too.
you did
Let's
say
not-
they bought a bunch of people from Crytek, right? Oh, no, brought a bunch of people from
They
Crytek.
started their own. They opened a new studio in Germany. That anybody in Europe that's worked with Crytek that has credential, come work for us. But there's the other key aspect you got to realize about the first person too is this and that, and this is something that's been lost back in the coding talks way back. Almost all first person shooters still work off a 32-bit engine, and they're actually rebuilt the Crytek engine in a 64-bit, which nobody has ever done. So I'm sure they're going to have a ton of troubleshooting to do with that, because they're kind of,
Even the Crytek people are excited about it because it's going to be 64-bit.
Well, it's like, it's a complete rebuild. So I know they said they were building the entire system from the ground up. So it's just,
Yep. So let's see. The FPS module. I'm not quite sure what they're going to put in that. Do you guys have any details as far as what it's gonna be? Is it gonna be like a deathmatch style thing, or?
I think the initial is going to be identical to the Arena Commander, which is going to be based off of it's going to be like a deathmatch type game where it's going to be team-based combat, your standard first-person kind of build. Team A, Team B, and judging by the fact they got Capture the Flag and a few other things, they'll probably bring in all the classic first-person modules, so just like Team Deathmatch, Team Capture the Flag, maybe a pure free-for-all Call of Duty type game, which will probably be horrible in a realistic type shooter.
Well, there's the zero gravity arena is going to be one of them, where you just basically run out, jump through the hole, and you're in zero gravity inside of the giant arena. And you have to get from one side to the other. You just have to live long enough to get to the other side. Is one of them. Pretty sure.
Yeah, that'll be pretty cool. I'm interested. I'm guessing that when it does come out, I might be living on the game, or the first person shooter aspect of it, because I know that's gonna be a pretty big aspect as far as defending your ship, and if it gets to that point.
I'm going to jump into it as well, but I'm still tentative on playing it because I hate jumping into early alpha and early beta type games because you get used to elements of gameplay that are eventually going to be removed, and I just kind of bugs me.
Okay, so that being said, what are you guys looking forward to doing in Star Citizen the most?
Exploring, finding new planets, finding new fish.
Now, do you think that, as far as what they've said, do you know, exploring wise, will you be able to like get out of your ship on certain planets and walk around? Will you be able to actually explore these whole planets?
That is something that is going to be quote unquote down the line. Yet again, the ambition the game is really pushing for is far, far, far greater than I think they realize. They're it's if you're looking at this, like how things are planned out, they're the Squadron 42, the Wing Commander kind of remake is going to be like step one. Step two is going to be creating like the persistent universe, which is going to be probably very small to start with. But their plans are to consistently and constantly add new galaxies to the game. But it's not going to be like, oh, a new galaxy popped up. It's going to be explorers have to go out there and find them.
Right.
And they want to try to build actual exploration, as in people colonizing new planets. But that's probably something that's so far down the line where it's not even worth talking.
See, that's where I think No Man's Sky is like a direct copy of it, because when you discover a portion of the universe, you upload that to the system with your name. You get the credit for it, and then everybody knows it's there.
You don't have to upload it.
You don't have to.
You don't have to at all. But once they know it's there, everybody's going to be heading there.
Yeah. Well, if there's anything there to see.
Yeah, you can always, and even if from what they've said, even if you do like navigate a portal, you basically own that portal unless somebody else navigates it, and then they can sell it, like name it or sell it. But once you have those coordinates, you can always sell those coordinates to another person.
Yeah,
that's why you're going to want to claim it, because if you don't claim it, anybody can claim it.
Yeah, but once you claim it, you can no longer technically sell it, because then it's it. So if somebody else comes along, they can always traverse it, but you're kind of like dealing with a It's a catch
We don't
20.
know how that's going to work out, though. Is somebody have to pay you fees to use that portion?
I doubt it. I think
or
it's
will
just
they just kill you and take your portion?
that's always a possibility. I think it's going to
So
be
I
more.
think if you don't claim it and you don't put out if you don't purchase like a base or whatever there and set up a settlement or anything, it's open and someone can just take what you have.
I think it's just more along the lines of if you stumble upon a wormhole or whatever it's going to be called and you traverse it and survive, because yet again, it's not just like, haha, click, I win. It's you have to actually navigate the wormhole. And that's going to be like a game itself. The hell?
Bone just
What?
shushed.
Did she just shush her? That's not going to end well.
Shush up. Shush your mouth.
Wow. If you actually survive the whole navigating the wormhole thing, you basically can claim that wormhole. You own it to a point, unless somebody else finds it and navigates it. So it's like, I think it's the aspect of if you do it and you win it, you can literally put your name on it, and you don't have to tell anybody about it. But if somebody else finds it, it's gonna be basically like Torn Soul's wormhole. You know, it's going to be if you.
Yeah, but what can Torn Soul do with his wormhole? Can he say no one can go through it unless I say it's okay?
No, you're not. I don't think you're going to be able to control it whatsoever.
What
It's
difference
just
does it make?
naming
I
rights.
know what you can do with wormhole.
It's gonna
I'm
be.
going to drill that wormhole.
That's
what
the.
we're gonna-
That's the.
I'm going
That's
to put the biggest ship in that wormhole I can.
For the record,
wormhole
I have the
is
biggest.
Constellation in that wormhole.
See, that's the thing that's about it though is it's going to be an open-ended game, so you can name it whatever the fuck you want to name it within reason. I don't know if they're even going to have a limit on it. So it's just going to be amazing to know that you're going to have a whole class of troll explorer that's going to go out there and try to name every wormhole the most disgusting foul thing they could possibly come up with.
Anal seepage, number 1. Anal seepage, number 2.
We're gonna have Torn's toll hole is what he's gonna call it, and he's gonna sit there and guard it and make people pay him before they go through.
He's
Then
gonna
it'll be
have
called the troll hole.
He's gonna have to memorize the entire lines from like Mel Brooks' Robin Hood Men in Tights and be like, you know, we get no tolls, we get no rolls. I came up with that myself, you know.
So yeah, first ever toll hole scene here.
Yeah, toll.
So I am looking forward to being an asshole in the game. Like, in all honesty, that's really what it boils down to. I'm looking forward to infiltrating, combat,
Just wrecking people's day, man.
yeah, ruining people's day, whether it means stealing their shit, whether it means killing them. Yeah, and I want to get really good at it, so that's gonna be my thing. You know, there's a there's thing that they were talking about. Basically, your ship gets damaged.
Chug.
You can what's the word I'm looking for when you evacuate your ship?
It's eject.
Eject, yes. You can eject out of your ship in this pod for some ships. You can
You're
tractor
just going to
beam.
hunt down pods and shoot them.
Yeah,
right?
essentially, there's a way you can be rescued, and you can also take people prisoner, apparently, and that would be fun.
They
Yeah,
haven't
another-
gone in, they haven't gone into a lot of detail about that because they don't want to allow players to break or fuck with other gaming experience. So it's like, you know, Bone and Ninja get into a dogfight. Ninja gets shot down. JT comes and basically kidnaps Ninja. So it's like the aspect is that what is Ninja doing while JT has Ninja locked up in his brig? So it's like you're
how
kind
fun
of
would that
fucked
be,
in that
though?
situation, you know?
I have not seen Citizen
I'm
4.
stealing a ship is what's
Yeah, I
going
don't
on.
either.
Has anybody seen Citizen 4?
No.
I haven't heard of it. You'll have to post a link as long as it's
Yes,
safe.
I've seen
in-
Citizen
in,
4.
chat.
Citizen 4 is the Edward Snowden documentary.
Ah,
Ah.
Completely off topic, but no, I have not seen that.
So, yeah, I feel like being an asshole in the game, and I feel like it's going to be a lot of fun.
We could just skip JT. JT wants to be a pirate.
Shadow, how
More or
about you?
less.
What are you?
So in other words, Ninja's gonna be fuck. What is that dude's name? The fat slug dude from Star Wars. Why can I not think of his name?
Jabba.
Jabba?
Yes, he's gonna be a slaver. Like really fucking like. Oh, you
Yeah, my friend Az, who I bought a like constellation for last Christmas as a Christmas present, he's gonna be a slaver. He's already said that. That's his goal in life is I'm just going to basically slave people out.
Great.
I don't know what I want to do, man. I mean,
What are you looking forward to in the game? I know you have a couple of ships already.
I cover the spectrum.
A couple of ships.
And I'm already thinking about what I really want to pick up a gladiator, but I don't want to spend money on it. But I don't know, man. I mean, I like the infiltration
that
aspect.
means he will be spending money on the gladiator.
I actually am not. I've promised myself I'm not spending any more money. I might trade in.
yeah.
Yeah, he'll trade. Watch him.
Yeah, I might try to like fandangle shit to get it, but flying that gladiator was awesome when they had like the free play weekend because that was just like fucking wild. But I don't know, man.
The second they offer the M50 up to gladiator, he's gonna jump on it. You watch. The racer to the gladiator.
No such agency. No, I just infiltration seems to be interesting. I love scouting. I love being a sneaky bastard. So right off the back, that's probably going to be something I'm going to enjoy doing, trying to be like a scout. But
well, you have the ghost anyways, don't you?
I have the ghost, yeah. And the ghost is basically it's not a combat plane. No matter how much you want to try, it's not a combat plane. But I like I said, I don't know, man. The search and rescue aspect seems to be a lot of fun, and I think it's going to be an easy way to make a lot of cash quick. Especially because most of what they're saying is that we were talking about rescue, like you're talking about like kidnapping people, but the same other aspect. The same other thing goes into search and rescue, which is they're already talking about. It's like if your plane gets shot down, your insurance will cover if you have insurance, the insurance will cover the actual replacement of the plane. But if you're like a search and rescue and you rescue somebody, you get paid out part of the insurance that they get paid. So it's like there could be a main money making thing in that. But I'm guessing infiltration, sneaky bastard, spy /
Smuggling.
probably, huh?
Smuggling.
Smuggling, possibly. I don't know. I'm a jack of all trades, man. It'll just be whatever happens to catch my fancy that day. And focusing
That is not even a good answer. Whatever I do. Like, the best part about the whole thing you just said was the fact that it's open. So if I want to be a slave trader, I can be a slave trader. That's the cool part. It's like totally fucked up that you're going to do that, but it's awesome.
Like I said, I think I'm going to basically focus most of my time on. Like I said, I don't know, man. It's too early to really jump in. Infiltration, definitely, because I just like that. I like being a sneaky bastard. But I'll probably focus a lot of my time on infiltration, search and rescue, and basically learning to do the FPS so I can go out there and just fuck people's days up.
I hope they put something in the game where you'll be able to like take documents and secret things. You'd be like be able to ship them across the universe.
Right.
I think they have.
Yeah,
so I mean, there'll be like parts and supplies and stuff, but like secret documents and things.
No, they have that.
I think there's a ship that actually is like informational something. It's pretty cool.
You just store data in it, and then
They've
fly
already
across the
the way
universe.
they talk, the way the
Nice.
information's going to be is that information within like the UEE, it's not instant communication. So if you want to send a message to the other side of the galaxy, you have to basically send
Wormhole it.
an encoded message.
Total
And
it.
yeah,
Ping it.
Total it.
no,
Nice. Nice. From now on, it's the torn hole.
so it's like and there's
the
gonna be,
toll torn hole.
That's all right. All the time I go, man, I got a big bone that I got to take, and then I'll wipe my shadow when I'm done.
But so yeah, the JT's
like
right
it.
though. There's going to be information warfare, which might
That's a
also be fun.
Huge bone.
Like I said, I don't know. There's so much. Everything looks fun, and it's like I said earlier. It's one of those things where it's going to be. I'm going to have to sit there and like figure out which thing I really enjoy doing, which basically means whatever I end up being good at, and then becoming great
The
at
only
it.
thing is, I don't want to have to drop $300 on a scavenger ship to find out I'm not very good at scavenging.
Well, that yet again, you do not have to underline. You do not have to spend money on this game right now. If you're buying ships for any other
You
reason,
could grind for ships, right?
yeah,
Exactly.
the ships in game are going to be completely 100%. You can get them with in-game currency. It just
Yeah.
now
Correct,
it's
correct.
basically
You're getting
reserving a ship.
You're
So-
also getting a very good deal on it now, is the thing.
You're not really getting a good deal on it, man. Let's not say that because it's like
But they're saying they're going to be worth like 3 to 5 times as much.
you're gonna have to
What
bust
is
your
that
ass to get them. All right, but I'm not. It's
Yeah,
like,
I'm gonna sell
maybe-
mine as soon as it comes out. Then Jesus.
hey, that ship's cost $350 million. I'll sell it for
Yeah.
$55.
Sell it for $1,500. Here we go.
So, JT, since Shadow's being indecisive on what he really wants to do, what are you looking forward to the most in the game?
I would, as much as they say it's going to be an open environment and stuff like that, and a lot of other games have claimed that before, and it's not 100% open, basically. I'm more looking forward to the aspect that you can do whatever you want to. And if that's, basically the same aspect with a lot of other things, you say, hey, I got an open world, I'm going to do whatever I want to, and then 5 minutes later, you're just, keep getting annihilated, or you find out, oh, hey, I can only do this. But yeah, I plan on being a pirate. So, I mean, we'll see.
You see the pirate paint schemes? I'm
Yeah,
surprised
they're
you don't have
pretty-
those on your ships yet.
Yeah, me too.
So basically, what you're saying is, we talked about infiltration already. We talked about being a complete and utter asshole, exploring, slave trading, and you're talking about
Slave
being a
trading.
pirate.
I am
So
not going to be a slave
yeah,
Well, you see,
we're on a
the
good
thing
roll
about
here.
it though is the ship that I have, because if I'm not, I'm kind of sure, but I'm not 100% sure. I might have the biggest ship out of all of us. Compensating.
Oh,
But
Compensation.
the whole point of me getting that ship was to
that was
play-
pointed at Shadow. You know that, right?
But the whole point of me getting the big ship was to be able to play with my friends and stuff like that. So it's not always going to be about what I want to do, but it's about what all of us want to do and stuff like that, so we can all team up and have fun together too.
Yeah.
It's kind of
I figure we'll all get on at certain points of the day and do shit for ourselves, and then when we're on together, it's what are we gonna do? Let's go cause.
Let's go. See, that's when the asshole clause comes in, because it's like once everybody's together, it's let's see who we can go fuck with it.
Yeah,
o'clock in the
I'm basically gonna be like, JT, I have this cargo of slaves that I need to transport.
Here, put all the slaves in your cargo hold, and that's get in your turrets and your other little ship.
We're gonna need these
Yeah.
slaves separated.
Everyone, drop your weapons. It's,
I need to
it's
get
gonna
this
be all
fish.
right.
UE
But we didn't talk about Bud just like I'm going to do illegal fish smuggling. That's
Wait,
it.
so we're gonna be able to like set up cells and stuff in our bases? How are we gonna have to have a storefront with like cells in it?
Haven't gone into the aspect of how the slaver trade
That's
is
gonna
going
have to
to
be some
be.
serious glass those girls are behind.
Well, one of the things I totally see happening is the scene from Star Wars where the Millennium Falcon drifts away from the Imperial destroyers, and then all the TIE fighters come in, and all that shit. You guys are in the turrets shooting shit around, and we're trying to escape with all the shit we just
Yeah.
stole. That's what I'm looking forward to.
See, I think they're gonna we're gonna have Bone here that wants to do all this fishing and stuff. He's gonna be the one that needs to do.
We'll drop him off at a planet so he can fish for a while we go do bad things.
Just keep this in mind right now. Bone is going to be a player that figures out how to break the game when he tries to smuggle fish from planet A to planet B and completely fucks planet B's economy and
Or he
Yeah,
goes,
it's
it's
just like
the
the planet
game
goes
goes
down.
wrong to planet B.
the planet's
destroys
destroyed.
It was a beautiful world. Now it's just a dead wasteland.
That's just a slum.
We'll
Come on,
see now.
beautiful fish is
There's
destroying
fish in the
entire
streets
ecology.
whoring
Thanks
themselves.
to Bone.
Since he's dealing with all the animal work, we'll say he purchases animal cages, and yeah,
It's like
maybe
Space Mexico. Go down and see the donkey show at Bone's place.
Bone's going to have the only ship in the galaxy with a furry tail because he's going to be a
His ship's gonna have ears and a tail.
gonna look like the freaking car from Dumb and Dumber.
Exactly.
So yeah, since we figured out what Bone is gonna do the rest of his Star Citizen career,
Let's
Torn, what are you looking forward to the most
I
out of
want
the
to
game?
scavenge. I want to infiltrate. I want to be boarding parties, because I'm heavy into FPS. So latch on, give me a gun, let me do my thing. Definitely.
Give us the ship or die. Yeah.
Yeah, I want to have a scavenge business. Have like 10 different scavenge ships. Have people work for me.
So it's more
you
like
know?
piracy to me. It
Yeah.
scavenges. I'm taking stuff that's floating around in space.
Now look, if
Attaching to a
JT
ship,
comes in and he's got some
boarding
parts,
party,
I'm not going to
and
ask
taking
where he got his
by
shit from.
force.
When JT brings me some parts, I'm not going to ask where he got them from. I know the patch gives it away. I know. I understand.
Not the droids you're looking for.
Yeah, I won't be asking questions, but I want to be legit.
It just
Legit.
happens to be that after Torrent's raiding party takes over the ship and kills its inhabitants, it just happens to turn into salvage. It's just one of those amazing little twists. of
Nobody knew that blaster was just going to go off for no reason. It did.
Yeah. So, what do we have any? I don't want to say release dates. Do we have a time frame of when anything is supposed to come out for Star Citizen, or is it just
It's
in the ballpark
within
kind of thing?
2 to 3 weeks for the FPS module, and then
knock on wood.
ever optimistic, aren't you?
I'm not.
Ever
No. I'm not being optimistic. I'm just saying that.
No, that's pessimistic. That's called sarcasm.
No, I'm just being realistic because this is the same exact thing that happened to the Arena Commander. The Arena Commander was supposed to come out like December of 2012,
Okay.
and
But
it was 6 months.
This
before-
giant project is a TBD. We're just guessing here. Just guess. 2 to 3 weeks for FPS, and then I'm going to say
When Chris Roberts comes
probably-
out and says 2 to 3 weeks, I say we'll probably see it before Christmas.
But I will say one thing. This is probably one game that
I say
I've
by August.
have known the longest about, that I've been the most excited about for the longest time. So what was it, like 2 years ago maybe, that we all put money into it or something like that? It was a while ago. And I mean, the game's not
A year ago.
even probably 25% of the way done or anything like that, and we're still excited about it. I mean, it's probably released in 2 years maybe still. I mean, I don't know realistically, but
It's one of the most ambitious universes ever created, maybe aside from Second Life. Which whatever you feel about Second Life, it's massive. But maybe this is bigger and more ambitious. I would even go to far as maybe to say that.
I think it's to say that it is definitely bigger and more ambitious, but it also has financial backing. And if anything has been shown, Chris Roberts definitely has a love for the genre.
Mhm.
So it's not like he's going to get to a point where he's just like, fuck it, I don't care.
Yeah, this
know.
is going to happen. It's just, is it going to
Time.
happen on time?
Yeah.
but when it comes out, it's probably going to be the biggest thing for a long time.
Just that, it's going to be, I think, the aspect of it. His only downfall is going to be he wants to make like this MMO type game. Every MMO has always been released broken. And the biggest concern I would say I have in that aspect is he's going to have to release some broken, fucked up shit, even if it doesn't meet his requirements, because nothing ever in MMO. Warcraft is like the best example of like, oh my God, everybody knows Warcraft. But Warcraft was a broken pile of shit when it was released. And it took them 6 months to get the game even remotely playable at some level. So it's like, granted, now everybody goes Warcraft is like this perfect fucking MMO, but it didn't start off perfect. It started off as a horrible, broken piece of shit. So,
Well, here's the thing though that I would say to combat that a little bit though, because there are people like I know about World of Warcraft. I know what it is. I've never touched it, but just for the reason that I've heard, people start playing that game, and you get sucked into that game, and you'll miss 6 months of your life without knowing it.
easily.
but I almost feel like Star Citizen is going to top that to the next level, without a doubt, because so many people are going to be playing it because there's so many different aspects of a game instead of it's just an RPG or
yeah,
MMO.
I mean, I kind of agree with what JT says, but we're gamers. What game that we have legitimately enjoyed that we didn't lose some of our life to? Like Counter-Strike, I've played too many hours of it. League of Legends,
Terraria?
I have played too many hours of it.
When we played America's Army, you could count. It would calculate your hours for you on Stat Tracker. It was like
I think every one of us has got over 1,000 hours played on Bridge alone.
many of our like literal weeks
Yeah,
taken out. So I'm not surprised if we invested a ridiculous amount of time.
Like
Oh,
Torts
yeah.
turned his camera off, and I can at least say there was literally nights, and I think you were there at least once or twice, or maybe more than that, Bone, where it was 8 to 9 hour sessions of Bridge.
Day
One
2.
You know, it's like you started like 8 o'clock at night, and you
We didn't even ask where everybody was. We knew where everybody was. Everybody was on our server playing fucking Bridge.
Not just that, but it's like it goes even more like actual literal. You didn't need to know where people were because you played it so much, you could hear a shot in the distance and go, "Oh, guy's catwalk."
Shadows in the right window.
Well, that wasn't exactly difficult to figure out, but yeah.
Yeah, but hands down, if this game is what they say it's going to be, we are going to lose half of our life to it.
The broken aspect, it's coming out in modules. That's the whole point, though. They release part of it, and then of course it's going to be broken, and they try and get it as fixed as possible.
Mhm.
And then when everything is as good as it possibly can, they're going to put it together, and it'll be broken again. But at least,
Well, I'd hope not in that aspect because it seems like a lot of the issues they've been having is the back end coding. And I like to see the fact that they're worrying about that now because if you get the back end working fine, anything you do to the front end in the actual game, it should flow seamlessly into the code.
Here's the thing. It's not like none of us are going to be gamers in 2 years. This is the lifestyle. We are gamers, period. So we're going to be, unless I'm dead, which is possible, I will be alive and playing this game when it comes out. I will be playing the game until it comes out. But, I'll be here, so.
I think the whole thing is there's this vision of the game, and we have a while before this game comes out. But as far as the people making the game, that's a lot to live up to. Like, I have no idea how, to go from coding something to this game is going to be this, and this, it's going to be, I understand why there's a delay on when they say things are going to come out.
So I just looked up by the way, Stat Tracker is still available online for America's Army. I just looked
It
up,
is. I was started a while ago.
1,007 hours I spent on that game.
Jesus.
That's a
Yes,
long time.
Ninja and JT have no fucking idea how hardcore we were.
Wait, look up. BF Stats is probably still online
This was like
too.
2 years, 3, well, no, 4 or 5 years.
Yeah,
it's
been
probably
longer
3
than
to
that.
4 years.
4 or 5 years. So that's 41 days. that
I
I-
bet BF Stats is still up too, isn't it?
I don't know.
But just be happy they don't actually track fucking what's that game you played?
RuneScape.
RuneScape, yeah.
And I was like way older than everybody else playing that game.
I'm glad I don't have access. I'm glad I don't have
I
access. to
made
my
that
Warcraft
game so
account anymore.
about
God
efficiency.
only knows how many hours. I don't even want to, dude. I think I had more time. I don't even want to talk about Warcraft. I just don't want to talk about Warcraft. But yeah,
1,000 hours. That's crazy.
Okay.
yeah, probably 600 of which was spent on Bridge.
Wait, Bridge. How far down the list is it?
Oh god.
466 hours.
Shut up, Ninja. All we have to say is Dust or whatever the fuck it is. Dusk.
Dust.
That's what it is.
Okay.
Dust.
Dust 2.
Yeah, I don't even-
Dust on America's Army. Oh, Dusk.
Hey, look. Between
Bridge
both
crossing.
Counter-Strikes, I have at least, all the Counter-Strikes, I have at least what you guys were saying in America's Army.
Bridge crossing, 1,443 hours.
Jesus.
Wow.
Also had guns in-
30,366 kills.
3,000.
Oh
How
my
about? Wait, hold on. How many is that? Guns old account though?
Mm-mm.
Okay.
Come on.
All right, just
Hey,
making sure.
okay, that being said, we're all extreme nerds. We've played a lot of video games in our day.
Wait. Try and guess how many hours I got on Pipeline.
600.
843.
61.
Only 61?
61
No wonder
hours.
he never wanted to play Pipeline.
I love Pipeline.
I bet you have 48 hours on Bridge SE.
Nobody played Bridge SC. Bridge SC.
Just,
Enough of America's.
48
that
you
being
guys are looking
said,
at my stats.
what are you guys have last thoughts on Star Citizen? We're coming to the segue
Yeah,
here
sure.
into another game.
Yeah, it's totally worth it. It's going to be fun. It's going to be amazing. It's going to stand the test of time. It's going to change, revolutionize how we even play games. Why go back to small little maps and shit like that when open universe is going to be the new norm?
I don't know if it'll change the revolutionize games, but I think it's going to revolutionize PC because Chris Roberts is basically doing what happened to PC gaming like in 2003, 2004, 2005, which was instead of building to consoles, which are kind of like a Polaroid of what is possible with tech, it's basically going to try to push PC to the next level. And if more companies follow suit into the aspect of, instead of going, well, we have to worry about if we can play it on an Xbox 360 or whatever the fuck Xbox system's out now, Xbox One. It's let's go contact NVIDIA or ATI and see what they're doing in their next generation and see if we can build to the next generation. And if that's the kind of mentality that's coming on and Star Citizen pushes that, then it's even better, because that means instead of seeing another Call of Duty built on a little teeny fucking map with knives that can kill you because a knife to the face is somehow more deadly than a shotgun to the face, it's an interesting aspect of seeing what PC is going to do, and PC might push the tech more further. But I'm still a little bit. I think they've really taken a big bite out of the apple, and they have to see if they can actually finish it.
Yeah, the hype back when we were all getting into it was way up here, and right now it's kind of like down here because it's. I mean, in all honesty, the game itself is a long way away, and I don't like waiting. And I don't like hearing about things that are going on with the game, which is why I stay away from like the podcasts and stuff they do.
Chris Roberts said by Christmas the first episode of Squadron 42.
But
That's,
that being
okay,
said,
even if we're not talking Christmas, we're talking early 2016.
yeah.
So
That being said, I think the game is going to be well worth the wait.
indeedly dokily do.
Yeah, I think it's hard to maintain that level of hype when it's such a long development cycle. But the people on Reddit are still hyped, and there's a lot of people that have been there since day one.
Well, just think how things are going to change when the whole the monetary system gets put in, storefronts get put in, and people are begin to be able. People are going to realize what the potential is, and they're just going to go nuts.
Well, like I said, I think you're in a lag period right now. It's just that everybody that put in money 2 years ago is kind of sitting there like, where's my payoff right now? So, and as more gaming media sites cover and start like trying to ride on that, just because
They're talking shit about it. They're trying to cause drama.
and they're going to jump on that, and then you're going to have the people that are going to go out there and go, boo-hoo, I spent X amount of dollars and I haven't got a payout for it. And then you're going to have the people out there going to go, I don't care, I'm waiting to do whatever. It's bullshit. It's nothing. It doesn't mean anything. The few people that are crying are the same exact people that when they spend $60 on an Arkham Asylum for PC or an Arkham fucking or whatever the fucking new one that came out for the Batman, they're the same ones that are bitching about the fucking game that doesn't work from a AAA developer that's a broken piece of shit upon release. And they just spent $60 for. They're bitching about how a company like, Origin or not Origin. I deserve to die for that. No,
You should go outside and kick your own ass.
EA.
Yeah, it's not EA, but I'm saying like Chris Roberts. I can't think of what they're calling it. It's RSI, Robert Space Industries, where they basically come out and go, "We're not releasing this because it's a broken piece of shit."
I thought that was a good sign that he said, "No, we're not going to put this out. I don't want to."
It is a good sign,
But you know what? On another part, though, I think they are geniuses. Why? Because everybody knows when some game like this is announced and everything like that, every other game organization tries to jump on that bandwagon and make a ton of games. Maybe I've already seen like 6 or 7 different ones on Steam that are just trying to do what they're doing.
We talked about
But what they can do benefit from it and just be like, you know what, y'all, you guys are pieces of shit. I'm gonna release this even better now because I see what you're doing and what struggles you're having.
We talked about that earlier, actually.
I missed it.
Okay.
That's one of the first things we discussed. It's like all these quick games that people are putting out, and they're just not hitting the mark.
So
And not only that, but they're only doing like one portion of it. It's like either a space shooter or a space exploration
Or a
or a
space
space
sim, yeah.
marine sim. Yeah, and they're just trying to capitalize on it as quick as possible.
The biggest weakness and the biggest con that Star Citizen has is it kind of is the fundamental massive AAA project game that's now completely 100% funded by the community. And it's going to have that growing pains of now we're reaching that point where everybody's going to go, well, show me the money. Why did I spend $40 or $60, $80? Why? You said I was supposed to have it now. Why don't I have it now? And that's the biggest. I think that's the biggest speed bump it's got to get over.
I think that's why we saw Chris Roberts do something like Squadron 42 Episode 1 will be out by Christmas. They
Yeah,
have
but
to
see,
do something.
the
Yeah,
cynic
give
in
them
the cynic me has to point out that he said the same thing about the first-person shooter model. He said the same thing about the Arena Commander. More than likely, he's going to go. It'll be out in December, and then December he's going to go. It's not ready to be released. We're going to hold it back and wait until it's ready to release. That's just something you got to kind of like rock with, But
Well, anybody that's heavy into the gaming industry knows this kind of these arguments that people have about it's too soon, it's not fast enough. What am I? These are common arguments that people have over.
well, it's
games.
always the argument. Yeah, it's the aspect now that it's as a crowd-funded game. It's people have to learn that the game they get on release day that's a broken piece of shit has just spent the past 4 years getting to that state.
Okay.
So it's you got to jump with that and you got to run with that. But
You got to figure all the people too that are hopping off the beta bandwagon. They're not actively playing anymore. They're not helping the process because that constant beta usage, it ups the speed
It
at which
helps.
people find bugs
and they'll be the first ones that every time a new module is released, they'll be downloading it and critiquing it and crying about it. So
What
it's
are you looking at, JT? What are you looking at?
So,
Keeps-
so that being said, there are a couple things I want to bring up. I want to start a new ending segment that we do at the end, which will be called Yay, Nay, or Maybe. So I think for the topic tonight, it was Star Citizen. I'm guessing all of us can do this at the same time. We're gonna give Star Citizen a big yay.
Hey, I'm still in.
So yeah, we'll do that at the end of every show. Kind of go through what people think about things. Not really saying much about the game, but whether they're for it, they're not, or they're on the fence. Another thing, if you guys enjoyed the show, please follow. We have a YouTube called The Nightly Grind. You can go there and watch all the past broadcasts that we do. We have a Twitter that we're going to tweet whenever we go live, so yeah, follow that as well, or subscribe to YouTube, follow us on Twitch if you enjoyed the show.
Our website is jr-ss.com.
Yes.
Check us out there.
and if you
yeah.
like us, and if you don't like us, tell us how much we suck, and I might argue with you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we'll tell you to go fuck yourself.
Yeah, so
I will probably not be as so blunt, but it will be the same thing.
so yeah,
Yes.
that's the thing.
I will be more politically correct about it. I will just go, well, okay, I might try to go fuck yourself, but that's only if I'm really in a hurry.
No, but we appreciate all the feedback.
Are we playing anything after the stream tonight, guys? Do you guys want to play?
I'm down for whatever.
Me too.
I'm up for whatever. I mean, we got more than enough for whatever. Do we have a fucking campaign ready for the continuation of whatchamacallit? Pathfinder?
No, and I will talk about that off stream.
Okay. So yeah,
So-
we'll probably be playing something.
I'm
Oh,
guessing.
I'm
Go ahead.
voting GTA or Warships.
We still have one too many for GTA.
We could do shenanigans on GTA. I'm down for
GTA
either
just
one.
got the updates, so
So
We always could do You Don't Know Jack too.
Yeah.
we
yeah,
could.
that'd be fun.
So we're gonna figure something out for you guys. If you want to stay and watch, we will go offline and we will be back streaming again. Hopefully we start streaming a little bit more during the week.
We kind of been off the past week because everybody's been working their ass. At least I've been working my ass off.
Yeah, we've been kind of busy. So thanks for watching. Stick around. Hope you enjoyed.
Later.
Wow, that's a fail. I don't remember which hotkey that is. Alright, thanks for watching.
I'll be right back.
Hey, now I